welcome to the DL Gaming Podcast. I'm Bobby.
I'm Nick.
I was considering if I'm a lush. What do you think, Bobby?
I don't.
Would you say yes?
What's a lush?
I don't know, man. I'm only here one day a week.
I think that's somebody like drinks daily, right? Or like
That drinks a lot.
drinks a lot.
A drunk. Yeah.
But I'm a professional. Like I'm rarely drunk. Right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man, because you can acclimate to alcohol, and you're still getting really drunk. You're just kind of used to it.
Yeah. You know how to act.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and then I know how to act on alcohol. I'll change my intro to that.
What's a dandy? I know there's like lushes. I know there's dandies. Like, is the dandy someone that's like super damper and then drinks all the time?
Super damper?
Dapper, I think.
Dapper. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That isn't that like a really old term? I'm not sure, but
Those are good words. We're bringing back the old good words.
wow.
We're bringing back some colloquial terms that no one understands.
No, I don't drink during the week, so I don't think I'm a lush.
Okay.
Mostly.
Whatever you got to tell yourself. All right. I want to comment on this bag of popcorn here that Emilio got me. I got a funny story about this. So you got this from Costco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've had it before?
I have not, but at Costco, I don't want to eat it on mic. It's going to be all loud and shit. Maybe later when I get home.
No.
But at Costco, it's like this huge giant store we have here. You can buy like a 4-pack of pianos or some shit. It's just absurd, the quantities you can buy there. But in Costco, they always have the people with samples out, and they're always like trying to hustle it. So there was this guy handing out, this is called Popanopolis, or let's see, Popanopolis is what this stuff is called.
These people need to run these puns by. There should be a national pun board.
But anyway, this guy was handing out samples of this, and he's really into it, and he's yelling out like he's working at a ball game or something.
Zebra, get your zebra here.
And he's not even saying it right. He's saying popcorn, Popanopolis, popcorn, get your popcorn, Popanopolis. And it was just like the weirdest thing. So for like months afterwards, I'd just be walking around the house, with my girlfriend, because we experienced this together, and I'd just be like, popcorn, Popanopolis. To this day, it still happens. Like when I ask her for some popcorn, I'm gonna get some popcorn, Popanopolis.
Popanopolis.
How do you guys not find this funny? Dude, this is so funny. He's selling the shit, but he's saying it wrong, and he's so into it. What is it called? Confidently incorrect?
Yeah, that subreddit. Oof.
Yeah. Never forget that guy, man. that was like 3 years ago, dude. The joke is still continuing to this day. And now you're all part of it.
So
popcorn, Popanopolis. I've never heard anyone yell at a Costco for
nobody.
Yeah, no, dude, it was like
in general, they don't want they don't want you to come.
Yeah, no, this guy was scooping it up and like shouting it out, dude. It was like, get your popcorn. Yeah, dude, it was like being
like, Bill, if you don't get rid of this fucking popcorn, you're fired. He's like, shit. All right.
Bobby, that's like your perfect retirement job, dude. So just perfectly popcorn.
Just a popcorn vendor?
Yeah, popcorn vendor. So it's the only thing in all of your life that you found that was worth fighting for.
Yeah. Bobby Redenbacher. Okay. Well, let's talk about some video games here. I feel like we've got a real light show coming up, but maybe it's just because we had that huge show last week. Everything's been announced. There's not anything really that new coming up, except for I noticed Super Meat Boy Forever is going to be released in January, right around the corner here. I remember this game being announced. I knew it was being worked on, knew all about it, but I didn't know it was being released so soon. To be honest, I thought it had already came out.
Me too. I thought it did too.
Yeah. Maybe it's just on Steam or for PC. I don't know. But yeah, the Steam release date is in January.
Are you guys fans?
I like the first Super Meat Boy, but I didn't finish it. But I know it was a hugely popular game.
That would be an accomplishment if you've passed that game, right? That's like a Cuphead level.
I don't think
right?
so. I don't know, because the whole thing, I don't think the Super Meat Boy levels are too challenging because you play them over and over and over again.
Instantly.
And you die and you instantly respawn, and it doesn't really, you aren't supposed to be careful with that. So it's not like there's an element, it's not like there's a lot of luck involved, but it is kind of like just...
what is it? Brute force. You're just gonna go until you fucking pass.
You just keep trying until you eventually,
kind of like that.
You succeed.
But yeah, it is a challenging game. And Super Meat Boy looks like it's going to be a lot more of the same, although they're boasting over 5,000 different levels. I don't know if those are randomly generated or what. With that number, I assume they must be. But it is it also mentions that it's an auto runner too, so you are always in motion. So they're doubling down on this like quick game speed too.
Two characters always moving forward, regardless.
Yeah.
That's good.
Do you guys
remember?
remember?
What?
Do you guys remember
that's kind of how the game was anyway.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the Flash game before Super Meat Boy? That's kind of like very, very similar to it. That was like a big inspiration to it. It's called N Plus.
That came out on PC as well. I remember.
Yeah, eventually it got a full release on PC and then PS4, and then it came N plus plus, and then N plus. I think there's like N triple plus that's coming out eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All these games that started off as Flash games, like Isaac and stuff, that eventually be coming out like as full games is so cool, man. It's always nice to see that. Like these games I used to play in high school that on like the school computer.
Now, is the developer of this game and Edmund McMillan, are they like buddies or something?
No, Ed McMillan, he puts shit in his games all the time. Like he puts a bunch of Warhammer shit in there, and he puts a bunch of other like obvious like movie things and other stuff like that. And I'm guessing he doesn't have partnerships with like Freddy versus Jason creators.
But they were in the documentary together, right, Bobby? That one documentary that goes in on Super Meat Boy.
Yeah. Indie game.
Yeah,
I think it was just called Indie Game.
Was that on HBO?
No, you can get for a while. You could get it for free on Steam. It's not hard to find. But no, it was him, the creator of Fez, and God, I can't remember the other characters that were in that. But it was like big games that a lot of people have heard of. Indie Game, the movie. That's what it was. Yeah, Phil Fish, creator of Fez, Edmund McMillan. And I can't remember the other games that were in that, but yeah, that was a good documentary from what I recall.
Can I cut the line here a little bit, just because I don't want to forget about it? Anybody else watching The Witcher Season 2?
I haven't watched it yet. Me and Leslie are going to start watching it.
We knocked out about 3 episodes last night. It's quality stuff, man. It's good.
You like it?
Yeah, it's good for sure. The first season was confusing because it goes in reverse, which you don't even know. Like until you figure it out, you don't even know. By then, it's too late to like enjoy it, so you have to rewatch it. And this is like normal. It's like normally paced. There's a lot of flashbacks and stuff, and a lot of information that you don't know about, like who these people or non-game players wouldn't know who they are. Talking about these different factions and all this stuff, and I'm wondering if like people that didn't play it can enjoy it because there is a lot of talking,
like lore-based stuff.
Yeah, but enjoyable. The monsters look great. Makeup and special effects look great. Siri. I thought the casting for Siri was fucking pretty great. I didn't like her the first season, and then now I'm like, oh, now that she's a couple years older and she's a good actress. Like, yeah, I can get behind it. I'm kind of rooting for her now.
So wait, in the first season, different actress, younger?
Well, there was a 2-year gap between season 1 and season 2, so it might be the same girl. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, digging it. Did you watch the first season, Bob?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard the first season. People were kind of about it. So, I wasn't like too gung-ho about it in the first place, so I skipped it. But I'm hearing better things about the second season.
I think if you could
I thought it was the same girl.
I think if you're trying to do something avant-garde, like do the whole thing in reverse. Let the people know ahead of time.
Yeah,
like fuck. You seriously have to watch it twice to enjoy it.
So it's like a twist in the last episode where they reveal that it's been
no,
going
you
Yeah.
just figure it out.
okay.
Isn't the first scene like a giant battle, and you're like, okay, this is a way to start this off, and then you realize it's the last battle of like the whole thing.
They just like memento the whole thing. It just goes backwards,
yeah.
scene by scene.
Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, good stuff there. But nothing compared to fucking Arcane. I'm still fucking buzzing off of that. So Sam had a brosada, which a posada is like when we get together and have a party, Mexicans. Anyway, so brosada is all their high school friends, and then there's this like guy who's only been playing League for the last, whatever, 10 years. It's the only game he plays, blah, blah, blah. And then
he's probably still bad at it.
Somebody said Arcane, and he's like, "What?" He ran over from wherever he was. He's like, "Did you like it?"
He was waiting for somebody.
He was waiting, dude. He busted out his phone. He's like, "This person." He's like, "Look at these Easter eggs. This guy and this guy." I was like, "Oh yeah." I mean, I was into it, but
but not as good, not as much as that guy.
Like, you know, triggered is usually something negative. This guy was triggered for positivity. He's like, "Oh."
Wow.
Yeah.
Someone's talking about something I know.
Yeah. It's insane that they have over 150 characters in League now.
He said 200 is what
really?
he said. Maybe, you were drunk.
Baffles the mind. I noticed, I saw an advertisement on Steam for Smite. They had a new god release, Atlas, and they were advertising now over 100 gods in the game. I remember when that had 16 when I started playing.
Yeah.
It's just so many.
Crazy.
It seems... I don't know how, it's been so long since I played a MOBA, but I wonder how that affects the meta. Like, can you even balance after that, or that's kind of how Dota was. I thought they had so many characters at a certain point where you could get to the big games, like the big tournaments, and people would just pull out some random strat that they'd been hiding all along that was super effective and nobody saw it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, that's kind of cool.
All the time in League. All the time.
And I don't know. I think that's kind of cool from a spectator point of view because it's exciting, but that's got to be frustrating as a player because it's not like when you watch baseball or football, if somebody just does something so outlandish, you're just like, wait, what? No, dude, we've all been practicing the same game. And, it's just, of course, I don't know. I don't want to use the comparison between esports and regular sports because there's too many differences there.
Every once in a while when you see a crazy football play that is never used, like faking
the flea flicker.
Yeah, some crazy shit. It's fun. It's fun, especially if it works. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what picking a certain character, Nija or something. What was I going to say? Oh, but I remember Bobby, when there were around 35 characters, Bobby's like, they can't keep doing this. They can't keep coming out with a new god every 2 weeks. He's like, there's an established meta, and meanwhile, I'm like, yeah, new gods, right? We were completely opposite. Yeah, because he
that's what people really want, and I was never a fan of that. I was totally on the other end of that, and I realized that I'm a very small minority when it comes to that because it was a big deal when Heroes of the Storm went into, what do they call it? I don't know, basically life support, but they had a name for it, when they stopped developing the game basically, and they were just going to keep supporting it, but not developing it. And the heroes that they released is I don't know what it is now, 3 a year or something, maybe. But to me, I'm just great, let the meta settle and it doesn't have to shake up every 3 weeks and you got to relearn the game, so you're constantly in this state, but I don't know. Nothing gets people more excited in a MOBA than a new character.
Until you're actually playing the game and then you're trying to choose that character, then everyone else tries to choose it.
Yeah, you go through a little bit of that where everyone's fighting over that character. It gets banned because it's too overpowered and it's got to be tweaked a little bit. But I feel like it's an easy way for the developers just to get people excited about the game again. Just new character. There we go.
I rather shoehorn my shitty character that I'm good at than following the meta. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the best way to do it too, is just get really good with one character because then you learn how to play against the other characters as well.
And I know that my shitty character isn't going to get fucking nerfed. More on all of this later when we get into Magic the Gathering and the meta. Shit's crazy, man. Okay, so Final Fantasy VII Remake for PC is kind of out. Some people have... Is it out? I don't know. Either way, people are saying there's a bunch of problems with it. Mostly, there's no graphical settings. It's
that's weird.
There's 2 graphical settings, guys. It's I think you could pick your frame rate, but not variable, and then high and low, something like that. And so that's the big complaint that people are saying. There's no VSync toggle. There's no. It's just no anti-aliasing. None of that.
Can't even set your resolution.
I think you can. I think you can set your resolution. But on PS5, it has this thing called dynamic resolution, where it modifies the resolution to keep the frames at 60%. So, you know, you could be playing at 4K and then it'll drop down to like 1080 in the crazy parts.
Oh, okay. Oh, to keep the frame rate
up,
at 60 FPS. Okay.
That's not an option on PC.
Huh.
And it shouldn't be because we have enough horsepower to run it at whatever. Yeah.
just buy a graphics card at $500 over MSRP.
Yeah. So
yeah, you know, buy a 1060 for like $500. You know,
despite all this, it's $70, but it's at 90% on Metacritic, so it's still a good game. Like I guess there's a couple issues here and there, some stuttering and like it's not optimized, but overall it's still a really good game. It's just the port wasn't very good.
So I bought this for PS5 or PS4, one of the two. Anyways, all right. It was fun. I played it for about 3 hours. Me and Leslie were playing it. But it suffers from this anime trope that a lot of animes have, and it's what I call anime passive sounds. And it's where just like characters are just like,
You've mentioned this a lot, dude. It's like the third time mentioning it.
Sounds like a tennis match.
It really bothers you? That's good.
Dude, it does. Like it'll be like someone walking by the street, like walking in front of the character, and the character would just be like, and like it's like every single fucking time, dude. I'm just like, shut the fuck up! It's just another person walking. But like they're just trying to have emphasis, you know? Like I get it, but it's not needed.
Thanks, Chris.
I don't know why it bugs me so much.
Yeah,
I honestly don't.
As somebody who makes so much noise ambiently, just your body makes a lot of noise, dude. You should be one to talk.
I know. I'm so fat.
You're always just sitting there going. Blurb, blurb.
I'm so fat. I make dad noises too. So I'm just like, I get up. I'm just like farting and shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not one to talk.
It happens, man. But
happens,
I don't know. I'm not like some like weird anime teen that's like drawn to, you know, be this and that. And like every 5 seconds, I'm just like, what? Oh.
Wait, how much does this game cost?
$70.
Wow.
Let me be a fucking voice actor, bro.
Yeah,
I voice act the shit out of Final Fantasy VII.
I'm sure you would do good at the times, but you'd fucking fuck everything up by making random noises in between your takes.
Between all the takes. Dude, this is not the random noise section. Stop making them. I'm sorry.
All right, cool.
I don't know if we want to mention this, but Recycled saying in chat that the reason why it's so bad is because Square Enix accidentally shipped the debug version of the game.
I read about that.
No,
I wasn't
that
sure.
sucks.
I wasn't sure if that was that sounds like they're trying to sweep it under the rug and being like, "Oh, we fucked up," you know, like.
Just kidding. It was version 0.99.
Right. We'll get the right one out to you guys in about 2 months, so we'll see.
But when this game came out for console, it was pretty well received, right?
Yeah.
So we just got technical problems.
Yeah, and I guess Zap has both versions, or at least he compared his PS5 version to the PC version. He said that there's less characters on screen on the PC version. There's the buttons like push circle here and push X pop up still
On the PC version.
On the PC version.
Final Fantasy has had like a long history of making pretty lazy PC ports, though, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean,
I feel like we've had this conversation about other Final Fantasy games.
I was about to say I don't have any experience with it, so I can't. I'm not gonna talk out of my ass on that one.
One day back last time I worked nights, I had a way more downtime. I was just fucking sitting there. Now I'm actually working, but anyway, I was like, what can I play on my phone? Blah blah blah. So I found Chrono Trigger. The full game is on fucking.
Did you just say Chrono Trigger?
Yeah, Chrono Trigger.
Chrono, you fucking savage.
So the whole thing's on fucking the Google Play Store,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like $15. But apparently, the controls are pretty rough. But yeah. Anyway, if they can do it on mobile and it kind of works, why can't they do it on fucking goddamn PC? All right. What do you got, Nick? Jim?
So I got something that, like when in like video games, there's like when you make a decision and like the game lets you know, it's like everyone liked that.
Yeah.
This is one of those moments where it's like everyone liked that. They made a new Baldur's Gate game or like some sort of like reimagining or remaster. It's called Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, and it's like almost like a Diablo clone.
Yeah, I think this was for like PlayStation, dude. They're saying
yeah. But it looks fun as shit. It finally came to PC. There was a game that came out after this called Champions of Noroth, and this looks extremely like it. And the only bad thing about it is it's fucking $30.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah. I think this is something that needs to be like $10.
Oh my God.
So this was a very old game that they're now putting on Steam.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
But
it go fuck themselves.
I don't know. I think I think for being this late, I get it. It's a D&D game. Like it has to do with the D&D universe, and D&D is really trendy right now, and they're trying to catch on that. But I don't know about $30 worth.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot. All right. So Noble Fates. I basically picked this up for Christian. So it's like a city builder game. You're a little more zoomed in than most games. It seems a little more personal. Like you can actually tell individuals between them. You can send them out to do certain things. Apparently they're intelligent and they have personality traits. So you can like pick out like a stand out guy and promote him to captain or whatever. And I thought that was an original take on it. Usually, I guess RimWorld is kind of like that, but usually the city builders, you have a bunch of like faceless people, and on this game you can take a third person perspective of any one of your guys at any point and get in on the action, planting your pumpkins.
You can just god control any of the NPCs.
Yeah, and the graphics they're cute. They look like For the King or something, even more a little more smoothed out actually than For the King. But yeah, I think it looks cool. I think Christian, you should take a look at it because I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, I'm such a sucker for these dude. I'll play like every single one of these games that come out. So,
and then when we play board games, you want to play fucking the board game version of Civ. What is that called?
Exactly. Yeah.
What is that
called?
called?
Check out this game I found. What is it? Civ for the table.
What do you call it?
How much is this game? $20
American dollaroonies.
$20 is early access. I imagine it'll go up once it's out of early access.
Wow. Yeah, I mean it looks pretty good. I like that.
I
like that angle. And RimWorld, great game, but I really can't get over the graphics as much as it pains me to say that. Like I have a tough time with those sim games that are just so
sprites,
bare bones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like in these games, like Frostpunk did it the best, but when you have those moral choices pop up for your people, and
depending like the overarching moral choices.
Yeah, and it's like a storyline, and like I've played so much of these games that when there's like even a little bit of a storyline, like I love that. Like I'm like, yes, give it to me.
Yeah.
Did you play the newest DLC for Frostpunk where you go back in time and it's before the Great Freeze?
Yeah. No, that was a great DLC. I loved it. I like all the Frostpunk DLCs. I think it's like some of the most expressive like content for an RTS I've ever played. They all have like these super unique stories.
I wanted to check that out, but I never had the balls to check out Frostpunk. I feel like it's going to consume my life, but we'll get to that later on.
I remember it was one of the first ones on Game Pass where I was like, whoa, this is free because it was like the third week. I was like, this is like $40 on Steam right now. Yeah, it was crazy. Chris, just right now, like, what's the hands down best city builder / RTS 4X?
Damn, dude.
Total
It's gotta be. No, it's gotta be in between City Skylines and Medieval 2 Total War, probably, for me personally.
Oh, I wouldn't put Medieval on one of those games.
It's
City Skylines is great.
The modding community for Medieval 2 is really good, and they have all these like deep historical mods that like just take you to a very specific place and then make the map really big. I like going into those. And then yeah, City Skylines.
Yeah, I remember when
amazing.
that came out. It shat all over SimCity.
Doesn't Medieval 2 have the biggest Lord of the Rings mod out of all the
The Lord of the Rings mod is goddamn intense. Like, it's crazy. You can play through the whole era of Lord of the Rings from like the start of the Third Age, and I mean, super illegal, you know. Obviously.
I found out a crazy stat. I found out a crazy stat. So the year that the Uruk-hai models came out, because Games Workshop makes the Lord of the Rings board game, right? The year that the Uruk-hai models came out, they outsold the Space Marine squad, like your standard Space Marine squad, like the number one selling like model set that they have. It outsold that set like easily,
even though probably nobody plays that game comparatively.
And nobody plays that game. It's the only model set to ever outsell the Space Marine set.
Huh. Probably it's people just wanted to put it on their shelves and shit. Probably.
Yeah, you get 24 models. It's actually pretty cool.
All right. I threw this on real quick, and I honestly forgot to research it, but I wanted to mention it. Deep Rock Galactic, the board game. So they announced this a long time ago, but they recently had an update where they've shown quite a few pictures of it, and it just got me so excited seeing the pictures. You know, coming out of DLG Con recently, where we played a lot of tabletop and board games, really enjoying those. So this looks, it looks expensive, but it looks really good as well. Like they've got character sheets. They've got a lot. It looks very involved. Like there's a lot going on here. You can even do the weapons and upgrades. It looks like there's some really granular detail here that I really wouldn't expect. You know, some of the tabletop games we play are a lot of fun, but they're very simple. This looks a little complicated. like look at that shot of the table and just them all playing. Look at all that stuff there. Just so much. Like I don't know. I got to read through this whole post. They've got a whole post on it on the Deep Rock Galactic Steam page that you can check out. I've got to do that. I would love to play this game, though.
Let me throw something out there for future DLG cons. You should have 100% grasp on how to play the game that you brought. Because like I busted out the Street Fighter and people were asking me shit that I didn't know. I felt so embarrassed, and then they were like, they like casually walked away in the middle of the game.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because these tabletop games, it's not like a video game where you just you can't break the rules or it bounces you back in place. Like this, you really need to know the rules in order to play correctly. But
what were all those numbers, Chris? If you scroll up,
these were the numbers of video games that have board games and the success of their Kickstarter projects.
Oh, interesting. Damn. So they're talking about like, is it worth it?
And is it worth
their work?
Oh, wow.
And this Binding of Isaac game that we played at DLG Con, so fun. Kickstarter, I didn't know, made $2.6 million. Jesus Christ.
That Darkest Dungeon board game looks interesting too. That one made $5.5 million.
Jeez.
Whoa.
That's insane, dude.
There's a Crusader King. Dude,
Bobby,
if anyone at next DLG Con...
What, the Deep Rock one?
By the way, Bobby's never brought one board game.
Here's the thing, dude.
I'm not
like super into tabletop. Like I'll play it when everyone's playing it and it's a good time. But like
pissed.
I've never really been that into it. But like this, I'm like, okay, this looks pretty good. Like I'd probably get this one.
Yeah.
And maybe a Darkest Dungeon one.
That's what I'm saying. Who else is gonna buy it? You gotta buy it, dude.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be done in time for next DLG Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I imagine it's only 4 players.
I could see Bobby holding this box in the middle of his apartment, like, where's it possibly gonna fit?
Yeah, I do not have a lot of room.
All right, next game on the radar is milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag of milk. Did I say milk enough?
Oh, God.
Milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag of milk. Yeah. So this is like a graphic. What do you call these, Bobby? You know, when there's text and still images.
Visual novel.
Visual novel. Yeah. That's what it seems like to me. I don't really care what the fuck it's about. I guess it's a girl with depression or something. Anyway, it's overwhelmingly positive. Thousands of reviews. But the way I stumbled upon this is because milk outside of a bag of milk came up on my feed for some reason. And it was like from the acclaimed, or the sequel to the acclaimed Inside a Bag of Milk. So then I clicked on that and I found this. So yeah, and then the Outside a Bag of Milk, the sequel, is doing really well as well. So there's a fan base here. I wonder how good these games are. I guess the writing must be really good. Graphically, there's not much there, but they do a lot with what they have. I mean, it's atmospheric, I'd say. But yeah, I don't know. It's fucking $2. It's $1, and it has these crazy reviews. So somebody spun a yarn, and it was good. So if you like reedy games, check it out.
That Baldur's Gate game should take like a hint or two from this price point. I think that would be good.
Yeah. Bobby, you into it?
I don't know.
I'd buy that for $1.
It's probably a pretty short game, I'd imagine. So I don't know. Maybe, but
okay. You like short, you like cheap. I'm just saying, it's like your perfect.
That's true, but I do not like visual novels.
Oh,
the Cyberpunk Valhalla Bartender one was pretty good.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
That's it, huh?
Can't really think of too many others.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about some games we have played. I'll start this off. This isn't exactly a game, but I've been using Windows 11.
How do you like it?
They've actually made a lot of improvements. So a topic that constantly comes up, it actually just came up today when we were playing Sea of Thieves, was that Microsoft doesn't seem to know what the hell they're doing when it comes to like UI and UX, which is a fair criticism. Like even the Windows 10 operating system, there's a lot of stuff in there where I'm just like, this is stupid. But Windows 11 actually seems like, I don't know, they keep doing, it's a lot better, but it's like Windows does what they've always done, is just look at Mac and see what's working over there and then kind of steal it. I really like the new snapping controls. I know that's not like a big feature or anything, but the window snapping's a lot better in that. And we're back to the curved edges, like the rounded corners on all the windows now too. I feel like it goes back and forth. Right. Like 5-6 years ago, we were all into like the sharp corners. Now we're back to the rounded ones. Dude.
I like, who's in charge of all of this?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
Cars are all round and then they're all fucking angular and then they're all round.
Yeah, it goes back and forth. It's a
when there's
style
no progress, we regress to claim that it is progress.
But I've been running it on. So the whole thing with Windows 11 is that you got to have a TPM, a trusted platform module. But you can get around that. I downloaded this and installed it to a virtual machine, and there's a way to get around it with a bunch of like registry hacks. I mean, I guess it's not really hacks. Microsoft has something in the knowledge base about it, but you can find a YouTube video that just walks through all the steps if you want to download it and play around with it.
And that's because you didn't want to do the full conversion without checking it out.
Well, it's not. This is like a preview version.
Oh,
it's going to expire. Yeah, I've been having to do a lot of stuff with VMs for work, so I just thought, fuck it, dude. I'll check out Windows 11 while I'm at it.
Are you going to make the jump at home?
Well, Windows 11 isn't even out yet.
I got an update on my computer, and it's like, do you want to upgrade to Windows 11?
You know, that's crazy. Somebody at work got that too, and
I have it too, which is stupid because I need what the thing that you said, there's something, it was an
the
acronym,
TPM, yeah. You know, in a lot of motherboards, you don't have that because a lot of times they're just disabled on your motherboard. You could go into the BIOS of the UEFI.
For some reason, you know, I'm going to literally bring it up right now and I'll tell you what it says.
Get on your mic, Nick.
Yeah. Use your microphone voice.
There you go.
Yeah, microphone voice.
Yeah, but a lot of times, like motherboards will have that, but they're disabled. You can also buy some, like if you have an MSI board. I think they've got the socket for that, where you can buy one. I don't know how expensive they are. I think they're on Amazon for like $30 or something. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I'm not in any rush to update to Windows 11, and I don't really know what advantages this would have from a gaming perspective. But just the general the general UI of it I think is a lot better than 10.
I need a secure boot. That's what it says.
Secure boot.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I did all the other things that it says that I need.
Yeah, you should be able to enable that in your UEFI, but
I tried, but for some odd reason the options aren't there. Like I followed so many fucking like random YouTube instructions, and it's just not there.
Well, you gotta look up your motherboard and first of all see if it has that TPM that you need.
Guys, what do you think for like a segment on the show? We take listener calls, but we just like do like technical troubleshooting. You know,
that sounds horrible. That's just my job, dude. You're just describing what I do for a living.
Fuck that.
But while I was checking out this operating system, though, I did check out the Microsoft Games, which has been like part of Windows since like the early days of Microsoft, right? But now it's incorporated into whatever they call it, like Microsoft Games or Xbox Game Pass. Like it logged me into my Xbox Game Pass account. And so yeah, you can look at my profile and see that I've been playing Solitaire for like a whole bunch.
It's like, but Bobby just got
Solitaire and Minesweeper
Halo achievement.
Yeah, I'm getting my achievements in Solitaire and Minesweeper are showing up on my feed right next to Halo Infinite. But Solitaire and Free Cell, man, still solid games. Gotta say, dude, like those are still great games. No ski free in the Microsoft Games section, though. A little surprised about that.
Where's my Space Pinball?
Space Pinball. They had, God, what else did they have?
What was it? What was officially? It wasn't called Space Pinball, but it was called something.
They had like a tank one too. I don't know, because there were some that were on the disc, but then they're the ones that were always installed with Windows. And I guess they're not doing that now. Like you have to get them through the Microsoft store. But yeah. But yeah, man. So that was cool. Checking out the new OS.
Yeah. What did you play, Emilio?
Boy, you know what really grinds my gears? So so Magic the Gathering came out with not a new set. Well, I guess a new set, kind of. But a new, what do you call it?
Game mode.
Game mode?
It's actually called a new format. That's the official term is format.
Yeah, format. So what are your thoughts, Nick, before
I think it is a complete money grab, and I think it's dumb. I do not like it. I do not like the concept of it. Do you want to explain what it is?
I'll explain it. So a month after a set comes out, the Alchemy version, it's called Alchemy, the Alchemy version comes out after the first one, right? And so on Magic the Gathering Online, or Arena, in the first week, more games are played than the entire history of the the paper version. Just like so many people are playing online that the paper version is never going to catch up, right? So the meta is established within a week or two, right? And then in a month, it's completely established. In that month, then you find out the broken cards, right? This is too good, this is too good, this is too good. If it's way too good, it gets banned, right?
Banned like by the Wizards of the Coast? They just take it out of play?
Take it out of play.
They never altered cards?
No, you can't. Well, they have kind of. Yeah. They've reprinted cards and changed rarities and changed verbiage on cards, but that's years later.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's too late because it's already on paper. But Magic knows where its butter is breaded. Its bread is buttered, which is online, right? They're making most of their money online these days. Mm-hmm. So this is their first attempt at heading in that direction. So what they're trying to do is valid. The way they're going about it is not. So a month later, this new set comes out, the Alchemy set, and everything that would have been banned is now modified or altered. But these are digital cards only, right?
They don't get modified in person at all.
Yeah. So the broken cards.
But the other thing is cards are also added. That's another thing, though.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
so
there's digital.
there are supplemental
cards.
cards that are added that do not get released in real life,
because
and so
they have digital, like things
exclusive cards.
There's things that you can only do digitally. Like when you play this card, add 4 of this other card into your deck every time he attacks, and your deck just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You couldn't do that in real life because you didn't need a bunch of. I guess you could. It'd just be a lot more difficult. Or there's cards that do things in perpetuity. So when you play this card, every card in your hand gets this one ability in perpetuity. So I don't think that's the word that they use. It's ongoing or something like that. So basically, it marks these cards, and these cards have that ability forever. But you couldn't do that in Paper Magic. There's no way to put a counter on cards that are in your hand.
In your hand,
right?
Yeah, you'd have to put like a sticker on your sleeve or something.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
And all that stuff's exciting and good. Let's move to the digital format because obviously that's the way the game's going.
Mm-hmm.
But charging people more money
to buy separate cards,
that like you already have because you bought the original set a month earlier. They want you to buy 2 sets now, only because they didn't do their homework and do all the gameplay testing that they needed to do. We're basically doing the gameplay testing a month later and paying them. It should be free.
Their claim. So this is their excuse for that, and I'm definitely not on the side of this. Their excuse is, well, now Alchemy is its own format. Now Alchemy is, you can play Alchemy on a different playlist. You don't have to play Alchemy.
No, 100%.
Which is the stupidest fucking thing.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, but everybody. Well, I mean, first of all, you're not going to catch everything in playtesting. Doesn't matter how much you do. I mean, once you put stuff out into the wild, that's when the problems really show up.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying Alchemy should come out a month before the sets, before the paper set, before they print, and get all that shit worked out.
Okay, I see.
And it should be free or discounted, and because we're doing the playtesting. Because
they're charging full price.
Yeah. It's more than full price because the prices went up too on cards.
It sounds like a Reddit post.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
It's rough, dude.
Is that what people are saying on there?
A lot of people, essentially everybody that's ever played Paper Magic, as well as a lot of the people that have very vast online collections, are complaining about this. Because
go ahead.
A lot of their cards are being invalidated because of the fact that because they're editing them, you can't do anything. All right.
Yeah. So one of the biggest complaints is that, so if they ban your card, say they ban your rare that you have 4 of them, you get 4 rare wild cards. So you can just go and get 4 any rare you want. Right. So if they ruin your one deck that you have, because you're a free to play player and you could only make one deck and your one card gets banned, at least they give you these wild cards so you can start building a new deck, right? In Alchemy, if something gets banned, it doesn't get banned anymore. It gets modified. You don't get a wild card. So if you have one deck and the card that your deck is built around gets modified and ruins it, you don't get wild cards, and now you're stuck with a shitty-ass deck. And you have to wait till next season or keep playing for free for religiously to try to get enough to make another deck. So anyway, I like that they're making the turn towards digital. I think this was a terrible way of doing it.
No, it sounds like they got some stuff to figure out. How long have they been doing Arena? It's been a while, hasn't it?
What?
How long have they had Magic the Gathering Arena?
Almost 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah,
okay, but there was something different, some sort of online version before that, though,
there
right?
was like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, and those weren't very good.
No.
All right.
No, there was a lot of issues with those. One of them, you could essentially win by running out the clock, and on your opponent's turns. As weird as that sounds, it was just pretty funky, to say the least.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I still love the game. I still play it daily. But this was a kick in the balls. Yeah, I'm not going to play Alchemy until once they figure it all out, because this is not cool, man.
Yeah. All right, Nick, you've been playing some more Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah, so once again, the wipe occurred last week, and it's the time of the year that everybody, or not a year, because they do it multiple times a year, usually every 4 to 6 months. It's when everyone really plays. And with the VoIP like service being implemented, it has changed the game so much that you now have like these bands of scavengers running around and like just absolutely annihilating people.
Oh.
And it is so fucking funny, dude. Like you'll see these like, because nobody has really good gear. Like there are the people that have no lives that do have good gear, but your normal average player doesn't have like super crazy good gear. And it's so funny because you'll see like 4 or 5 scavs just chasing somebody and they're just running away, like just getting shot at with like shotguns and other shit.
And you're talking about player scavs.
Yeah, for those who don't know, in Escape from Tarkov, you can either play as a PMC, which is like your main character that levels up and proceeds through the game, and it's your main character, and your scav is a character that you can play as every like 15 to 20 minutes, and you get free stuff from it if you survive, and it's just a random loadout, and you play as a Russian like civilian essentially. And so normally when you played, you can only communicate in Russian, and not everybody fucking knows Russian, obviously. And so now everybody can communicate because everybody has VoIP. And like day before yesterday, me and 2 other guys just absolutely swarmed another player, and it has just been a completely different game. It is so much more fun.
It's so interesting, man. But basically, because you have nothing to lose when you're playing as a scav, really, right?
Yeah, no. You usually play so the only time you ever play like cautiously as a scav, like ever, is when because as a scav, you don't know what's in your inventory, because you can see what like gun you have, what armor you have, what backpack you have and stuff, but you don't see what's inside of it, right? You don't see what's inside your and like in your pockets. You can spawn with like $1 million key or like $1 million like item. If you spawn with one of those, you're like, well, fuck everybody else. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because you can pass it over to your main player, right?
Exactly, because if you survive, you can pass it on to your main player. That's really the only time that people play with.
Dude, that's so interesting, man. It's basically like these. It's like what would happen in a fucking post-apocalyptic situation. The fucking civilians would get together and fight the fucking more powerful military. That's awesome, dude. I really like that. That's worked it out that way.
It's so funny.
Is it breaking the game though? Is it too fucked up for the players?
No. Because here's the thing. So the players, you can still talk to the scavs, right? And you can be like, hey man, look, I ain't got nothing. Because almost every map has a partner extract where scavs and PMCs can work together and extract. And if they do, they're both given a random reward. You can do that. So there's even incentive for scavs and PMCs to work together.
Crazy, man.
But,
That's crazy. That's crazy that this fucking cutthroat game, people are starting to cooperate. It's crazy.
But there's also like the bands of like murderous Russian alcoholics that are running around drunk, just absolutely shredding people.
How do you work out loot?
So that's like the iffy part.
Yeah, that's what you.
That's where it gets real shady. So in the last wipe, they introduced a very interesting mechanic, and it's known as scav karma. And so scav karma allows you to buy things cheaper and sell things for more, as well as buy more things and sell more things from a certain vendor. And it also allows your scav to spawn with better stuff, and it allows it to spawn faster, so you get more free shit faster. Well, if you just kill other scavs, your scav karma goes down. If you kill bosses, your scav karma goes down. And so if you're working together with other scavs and you kill other players, your scav karma goes up.
And it's to the point where like you don't want to affect that. You want the karma up, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, you see a juicy ass gun, and you know it's worth like $500,000. You're gonna fucking shoot your friend real quick. You know, you don't know this guy. This is Jeremy. You just met him 5 minutes ago.
All right, Chris. You've listened to him. You've listened to us talk about it. Do you understand how this game works?
I think I do.
Right,
the scav thing kind of messes me up. But...
You explain to me how Escape of Tarkov works.
Okay, you go into Russia, and you have a character, and if you get out of the map, you get the stuff in the map for your player, and then if you die, the stuff stays in the map. But then if you're a scav, you just want to fuck shit up, I guess. That's about as much as I know. Yeah.
Correct. So depending on the map, anywhere from 5 to 14 players can spawn in the map. You can spawn with a group of 1 to 5 people, depending on if you have friends or not. And you know, there's quests, there's objectives, there's daily quests now, which are nice. And as a PMC, you're trying to get those things done. As a scav, you're doing whatever the fuck you want. It may be that on your PMC, you need to collect gas analyzers. So as a scav, you're like looking in the technical store and you're like, all right, I got to find a gas analyzer. But you can, at any point as a scav, you can really just do whatever you want. Sure, there might be repercussions, but you can do whatever you want. As a PMC, everything's hostile to you. The other PMCs, the scavs, everything's hostile to you. So, yeah.
Cool. It looks like it's going in the right direction as well. I'm glad that they're making good moves here.
Everyone is estimating that it'll have its 1.0 release in holiday of next year.
See, when Nick says everyone, like when he says things like that, these statements that he says, I think he reads one headline of one post on Reddit and he's like, everyone's saying.
That's pretty much what happens, actually. Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Hey,
now, the reason
why are the scavs so disposable? You know,
because so in the story, okay, there's this group called Terra Group Labs, and they're like a genetic modification company, and they completely evacuated the city of Tarkov because of some bullshit, and the city's completely evacuated. The only people that have stayed around are scavengers, and scavengers are people that are like veterans of prior wars, like the Chechen War, or like the war with Ukraine, or the war with whatever, or they're drunks, or they're homeless people, or they're just like whatever, and they're
we just kill them. We just kill them. I mean, it seems crazy. You're just killing them.
So usually scavs are ultra aggressive.
They're armed.
Yeah, they're armed, and they just want to take whatever's there by themselves.
I'm just not sure I agree with this 2-tiered society we have in Russia right now, but it's fine.
No, it's funny, Chris, but yeah, it's just the way the game is. The scavs are just the NPCs that always want to kill you. And then there's raiders, which are people with a paycheck that want to kill you. So, but that's a different story.
Star Wars Galaxies.
No, this is still a game.
Star Wars Galaxies.
Star Wars Galaxies. Hasn't it been a long time since we've talked about this, guys? You know, we were all about New World for 2.5 minutes, and goddamn, those 2.5 minutes were fucking great, weren't they?
Oh yeah,
but,
no.
You know, sometimes you come home. You come home to a place that you've known was your home for a long time. You've been distracted by shiny things, Amazon games, super fun bosses. And you come back and Star Wars Galaxies is still there, and your shop is still there, and your friends, they're still playing. Your friends that you made in game, they've actually bought clothes from you. You see people walking around in the clothes that you've bought. You haven't even logged on in a long time. You recognize them because you have a neon presence on the server. All your clothes are neon. No one else supplies this except for you. Anyways, Star Wars Galaxies Restoration 3. I'm helping out again, doing this thing for some reason, stressing myself out. And we're coming up on our thing that we're calling our 1.0 release. So it fixes a lot of stuff in the game, and we've added a bunch of custom content. If you want a sandbox MMORPG, and you're like me, and New World has left you with a hole inside your chest, unsatisfied, then you can come and play. Was that a good pitch, guys? Do you think?
Did you write that out? Because it looked like you were reading.
That was really artistic.
No, that was just in the back of my brain because I'm cool.
Because I'm cool.
When's this 1.0 come out?
Oh, can't say, but very soon, sometime in January in the new year.
I think I want to check it out. I want to come check it out with you.
The guy who has no time to commit to anything wants to check out an MMORPG.
Oh, he'll be there.
Do these guys have a Kickstarter or a Patreon or anything like that?
Kickstarter, Patreon, no, but we do take monthly donations on something called. Have you guys heard of this thing called Open Collective? This isn't a plug, by the way. I have never heard of this app called Open Collective. It's like a public.
Commie-like.
Yeah. Basically, it allows anyone. It's for like apps and stuff that are community-made apps that aren't for profit. But you can see like all the transactions going into the account, like donations and stuff. But then the developer to take stuff out, also you see that, and they have to say what's it for,
dude.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
That
is so good.
Yes, it is really good.
100% transparency, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
you're not getting fucked. A lot of these projects, I don't know, like Kickstarter, you have those sketchy things where it's like, oh, developer ran off with $400K or something, or never finished.
Stomping Grounds, anyone?
I don't know what that is. I'm just gonna laugh. Cool. Yeah. So this is happening.
Was it Stomping Grounds or Stomping Land? I can't remember. It was a dinosaur game that everyone got all hyped about. I don't know, maybe 5 years ago or so. And then, that. And then the dude just up and disappeared
with all the money.
Yeah.
He only got away with $100K. I mean, I guess that's
only $100K, dude. $100K will solve all my financial problems right now and more.
Apparently, Chi knew this guy or something and has the inside scoop on like what really went down, but she never told us.
Yeah.
Wait, who knows?
She had a friend on the team.
Yeah. She has the inside story on this?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was just thinking about her the other day. Maybe she wants to be on. Again, right?
You could break that story right here.
Yo, give me this hot fire
DLG exclusive.
So I come around
see the guys
to
at
Bobby
PC
and
Gamer going like, they have the exclusive on Stomping Lands.
Dude, could you imagine if like IGN or PC Gamer had to like credit us for like an exclusive? Oh my God.
That would be disgusting.
Logic podcast. Robert Digital's mouth himself.
How the Giants have fallen. Kotaku article brought by DLG Game. Oh, gross, dude, gross. So yeah, Bobby and Nick, does this interest you at all? MMO, sandbox, MMO. I know the word sandbox throws some people off,
Well, my guy is still sitting outside of Jabba's palace, ready to go. So, I mean, I'd be interested in jumping back in if other people were playing. It just, it's an old game and it's got a lot of rough edges that, there was something I can't remember. I think it was like how to pull out my little land speeder or something. It took me a while because the problem with old games like this, especially ones like this that have been remade, you can't just hop on Google a lot of the times and Google something. Although I imagine there's probably now some more information out about this game. But when you run into trouble, there's not a lot of knowledge out there to search.
As for me, I'm going to politely pass. I think what you guys are doing is amazing. I think for all the Star Wars nerds, you guys are doing true service. So like this is like above and beyond. You guys definitely deserve all the credit and money that people throw at you guys. It's just not for me to. I just don't have the fucking time.
At the Brosado, we had a white elephant, and the thing that got stolen the most was it was a Star Wars set of like rocker glasses for like whiskey. And the mixing things were little lightsabers, dude. They were so sick.
That's awesome.
It was
so cool.
So sick, dude. Like everybody was like, "Oh, it's the only thing that got stolen." Basically, 3 times there's a limit.
Anyway. Did someone who deserved it walk out of there with them, or was it just some jack off who was like, "I watched a movie once" or something?
No. She was into it. Yeah.
Okay. Was she a real Star Wars fan? Can she name every character from Rogue One that's on the screen?
Did she?
Does she know Darth Vader's underwear size?
I'm curious, Bobby. Do you know the colors and their meanings?
Oh, the lightsabers.
Yeah.
This came up in one of our movies on the DL episodes. One of the early ones that was Patreon exclusive. There's like people have assigned meanings. Like you can look it up on the internet, but I don't know how like official that's supposed to be, or if it's even.
I think it's lore or
canon. Well, I don't know. Who knows what is and what isn't these days, and who cares? But when I was watching this fan-made documentary on Revenge of the Sith, there was an interesting little story. And there's so many stories about Star Wars that I get so sick of hearing. Like, did you know George Lucas originally intended for him to wear this shirt, but then Han Solo wore that shirt, and that's the shirt we all see now? Yeah. It's like, who the fuck cares, dude? It's just a goddamn shirt. But there was a story that he told there that I thought was interesting. He was talking to Samuel L. Jackson and was like, and Samuel L. Jackson's like, I want a purple lightsaber. And George was like, well, Samuel, the good Jedi have the blue and the green, and the bad Jedi have the red. And he's like, I can't have a purple lightsaber. And he's like, oh, okay, you can have a purple lightsaber. So the reason Mace Windu has a purple lightsaber is just because Sam Jackson's like, fuck you, I want to have a purple lightsaber.
And now purple has a meaning.
Yeah, and now purple has a meaning. Yeah. So
cool. Which is what? Dude.
Oh, apparently different from violet. So there's purple and violet.
I didn't even know lightsabers had meanings. I didn't know they were like mood
That's
rings,
why Rey has the
golden. You call yourself a true light, man. True Star Wars fan.
That's why Rey.
Fucking liar. Even I knew they had meanings.
Well, she has a yellow lightsaber, right?
A golden, dude. It's different.
What?
Pretty sure.
Oh, her final lightsaber.
Lightsaber is gold.
Isn't like one of the reasons why Grievous, his lightsabers aren't colored is because is not force sensitive and he stole them from other people, or he fucking killed them and then took their shit.
Yeah, that's his thing.
Yeah. You know what though? Like green lightsaber, definitely number one. Always going with the green lightsaber, but purple close second there. Like I like the purple lightsaber. Don't know what it is.
What about the fucking black lightsaber that's also like a scimitar?
Oh yeah,
it's called a dark saber.
The dark saber.
Okay,
can we talk about that shit?
I feel like I may have gotten ripped off with that idea because I made a mod for Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight like back in the 90s where I made a black lightsaber, and I don't know. This comes from like some sort of lore, right? Like the Mandalore saber or something. When was that written? Because I feel like somebody owes me some money.
I think you have a decent case, dude. You should bring it up with Disney.
Yeah, no, dude, I've got my attorney
on
it, Johnson and
we got to take it from
Mr. Disney. Excuse me, knocking at the door.
Mr. Mouse, I invented the dark saber.
Look at me.
Ahsoka's lightsaber is white, in the Mandalorian, which is so cool. So I feel like white is my favorite.
Can we get a rundown real quick? I mean, I feel like we talked about it so much. Can you just give us a rundown? Like that one has a very short meaning. There's one right to the left. Yeah, that one.
This one?
Nope, left.
Guardian Blue, Sunrider's Destiny.
Up, right there. Right there. There you go.
For audio listeners, they're just
just the names.
Yeah. I didn't know they had meanings. I guess this is kind of cool. There's like negotiation.
Run through them, dude. Run through them. We already did fucking 20 minutes.
Okay, real quick. Green.
Yeah, you read it, real Star Wars fan.
I can't read it. My contacts are on mutiny. I told you guys.
Okay. Green is peace through the Force when necessary. Don't know when it's necessary.
Always necessary.
when necessary. If it's absolutely necessary.
Oh, they probably never use their lightsaber is the thing. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That could have been worded better.
Yeah.
Only when they have to use their lightsabers.
Scav definitely put this list together.
Okay. Red is evil and power. Okay. Whatever. Blue, justice and protection. Purple, moral ambiguity. Okay. The fuck? Yellow is intrigue and pursuit. Orange is negotiation. We know Jedis love to negotiate.
Yeah. The negotiations are over.
Gray is calm and clear, and black is self-obsessed. I think someone just made this.
Yeah, I think that's the shittiest one.
I think that's the fucking Reiki Crystal Master that wrote that shit. That is some fake shit right there. I want the real Star Wars expert analysis on this.
Wait, the orange lightsaber clears your chakra.
That was written by someone that got stoned and licked some rocks before they wrote that shit.
The purple lightsaber grounds you. Okay, that's done. We're done.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's good for your scoliosis.
All right. So the last thing I'm going to talk about here was Halo Infinite. I played very little of this, but I did play some. We talked about it before.
The campaign, right?
No, I didn't play the campaign, actually. I played the multiplayer. The campaign is out.
Yeah. For single player.
Yeah. Yeah. For single player.
Multiplayer is coming out in a couple of weeks, I think.
Oh, okay. God, they really have released this in bits. Yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, it's Halo. It felt just like Halo. It took a while for me to get into the flow of this. I don't know. The controls felt so awkward to me. But you were right. The levels come really slowly. I played maybe 2 hours, and I feel like I just got to level 1. So I feel like they're really strong-arming you into the season pass here, which how much is the season pass? Can we get a price point on that? $80. No, that's the campaign. Campaign's $60 US. Yeah, but the season pass, I don't know what, it's probably like $20 or something. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like a lot of people, fun? I did. I was having a good time. You know, I was playing with friends, and I was having a really weird technical issue. I don't know if you guys have experienced it, but when I would try to queue up for a game and hit the play button, sometimes like menus wouldn't show up, or if I would hit tab to see the score screen, sometimes I would just get this really weird overlay. I don't know. It was very strange. But honestly, I don't know if I'm going back to this unless other people are playing and like, hey, you want to play with us? Then yeah, maybe I'd do it.
What do you think of Screwball? Is that what it's
Oddball?
Oddball.
I mean, it's
oddball, you fucking sinner.
I mean, it's okay for me because I don't play much of this game, but I could totally see wanting to like playing this game a lot and being like, you know what, I just want to play this one mode that I really enjoy. Right. And that happens with a lot of games for me. Left 4 Dead 2, I only played that at the level in the mall. I'm blanking on it right now. But the mall episode. Yeah, well, I just said it like 2 episodes ago too, and I've forgotten it now. But yeah, that like seriously, I've got so many hours, like hundreds of hours in that game, and like 90% of it is just one level in that game. Same thing
just a car. That's like saying the girl on the bridge is just a little pretty. That's one of my favorite quotes from that level.
Yeah, he's got all the great lines. Dark Forces 2. Canyon Oasis, like I played mostly that, which is like the default map, nothing exciting. And I'd assume people do the same on Counter-Strike too. They just got a map that they like and they play it a lot. And this isn't even just a map in Halo. You're talking about a full-blown mode. So I could totally see why people would be frustrated not being able to play like certain types of modes. And some of them go by quick and some of them take quite a long time too.
Oh yeah. No, there are definitely game modes that are way longer than other. Mm-hmm. Like you'll be stuck in a game for a solid like 13 minutes and you're like, I am tired of playing this game mode.
Yeah.
And if I leave, I will not get my reward and I really want it.
Well, it's tough. Yeah, because you got to stay until the end to get the reward. But it's tough too because you'll be with your friends and be like, all right, let's do one more. But you don't really know how long that one more is going to be.
Yeah. Well, another thing is like ranked is plagued with levers because so many people just do not want to play certain game modes, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I noticed that so too bad. Because at the end of the match, it'll show the score screen and it'll be like a 4v4 match. But if people kept leaving and new people kept coming in, then it'll show all the people that came into the game. So sometimes when you get to the score screen, you'll see like 8 players on one team just because so many people left. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they were so close to like greatness, but somehow so far. Like it's obviously such a money grab because they did. So the Master Chief Collection released as well, and that released a long time ago. And someone did a comparison of just like all the stuff you get with the Master Chief Collection, which if you don't know is all the other Halo games together in one place that you can play. And they're like, look at all these colors that you can get with your Halo armor. Look at all these armor pieces that you just get by default. Just like not even playing a single match and you get like 40 colors. Meanwhile, in like Halo Infinite, you get like 8. Like that's it. And it's not even comparable. And it's frankly sad, but I don't know. The campaign makes up for it in my eyes. It's also fucking free, so why am I complaining? But
yeah, but you know, I get it. I don't think that like completely exonerates them, just you know, the game being free. But I don't know. It's a good game though, and I haven't played it enough to really have those types of things annoy me. I see there's a lot of reviews for it, but if you could scroll down, let's see how many people are playing this game just on Steam, because you can play this through Xbox. So on Steam, 62,000 people playing right now.
Not too bad.
Yeah, pretty big player base.
Is that a whiff, Bobby?
A whiff?
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay.
Tell me what you think it smells like. Get your nose in there. It's okay.
Oh, it smells familiar, but I can't.
It's peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter whiskey.
Oh wow,
it's delicious.
Oh, we had that at a DLG con.
Yeah.
Nobody drank it.
No. Well,
nobody drank it. Yeah, this is the same bottle from DLG con. Can you believe it?
That was 2 DLG cons ago.
I wanted reaction, not commentary.
All right. Well, let's talk about the game of the week. But before we do, Nick, you want to tell everyone about our game of the year?
Yeah, totally. All right. So we have a game of the year episode coming up, usually after New Year's. We, promote and talk about our choices for game of the year, and we try to play each other's game of the year nominees and things like that. But if you have a nomination, you can definitely come to our Discord and leave your nomination either via text or by voice message. We have a voice message system that you can go ahead and click on and just leave a simple voice message, and it goes directly into the Discord server.
Well, not really,
pretty simple.
Okay. It's Vocaroo. It's a website you go to, you record something, you link it. People can figure it out, dude. If you play video games on a PC, you can figure this out.
Yeah, if you got a game of the year, you can figure it out. But yeah, come check it out. Give us your nominations. We'll read them on stream. Or we'll play our message on stream as long as there's nothing like super inappropriate on there. But yeah, thank you for being listeners, and thank you for your submissions.
And more on, I'm going to make up a rule right now, just on the fly without consulting anybody. If there's a majority game, you guys can outvote us. I feel like your votes are like 0.5 of our votes or something like that. So right now it's already looking like,
wow, 0.5.
Yeah, they're not created equal, dude.
Yeah, wow, dude.
0.33.
I mean, that's more than black people got in the 3/5 law or whatever.
Jesus Christ, we're bringing that up.
All right, let's go into.
Oh wait, no,
rights.
it's not, because
we're
it's only 0.5.
Civil rights part. We're getting to our civil rights part. Oh.
That's okay. That's even worse, because that's less than what they got in that Missouri Compromise or whatever. I don't know history. Look it up, folks.
What I'm saying is, you guys can outvote us, and already it's looking like it might go that way.
It'll be taken into consideration. Yeah.
0.5.
You may be wrong. We'll let you know.
Yeah, you might be wrong about what you like. We will let you know.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's talk about Sea of Thieves.
I'm so glad that Captain Gummy's here. He was my captain all throughout my adventures. Probably 3.5 hours, all said and done.
What did you? Yeah, did you get into any PvP at all? Because it took me and my crew a little while to get into some PvP, and that's the main reason I even played the game at all when I started playing it, and when I played it this past week. I didn't play any last week, but I got to play some this week. I'm just a PvP fiend. I'm also stupid and just always run into fights. But did you get to play any PvP?
Well, first of all, Nick, did you go in with an experienced crew? Did you guys know what you were doing?
Oh no, we're super experienced. I think I'm level 38 on average with all the traders and stuff. Mm-hmm. Except for some of the new ones, which we don't have any levels on all. But yeah, no, we've been playing for super long. It's just like some of the new like cannonballs we didn't know anything about, like the harpoon launcher we didn't know anything about either. So
that thing was fun. I had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so has anything changed on the PvP realm besides the cannonballs? Did you have
so besides the cannonballs, one thing that I will say about this game, and it's every game like this suffers from this. When a game is out for 2 or 3 years, the only people that are still playing the game are people that really, really like the game. Hardcore. And are usually really, really good at the game.
Yeah.
Right? And there's really no room for new players. Mm-hmm. And it's one of the worst parts about Sea of Thieves And like one thing that people used to do playing Sea of Thieves was like grab the red barrels and sneak onto people's ships and take it to the bottom of the ship and then explode it and then kill everybody while they're trying to like repair the ship. That doesn't happen anymore. Like it's really sad. Or like there's a meta now where you just repair shit at like a certain speed and like people know exactly how many swings it takes to do shit. Like it's just, I don't know. It's a different game. It's obviously the same game, but it's a different game as far as like when everybody started playing it, everybody was discovering how to play it.
Yeah, it's past that phase of figuring out. Everybody's figured it out. They've min-maxed it. Everybody knows what to do.
The average skill level is much higher at this point.
Exactly.
But are you playing on Steam or are you playing on Game Pass?
We're playing on Game Pass. Sorry.
Okay, because I was thinking that, you know, it's not the same community, right?
No, I think it's the same community.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
it's the same.
Okay. All right. So my experience was last night. I played with Gummy for a couple of hours. Gummy, John, and JP Diddy, and Clown Lotion. Which, you know, being in Korea, it was weird that we all came together, but we did, and we decided to play one of the events, and we went through the Pirates of the Caribbean, the first part of it, and there's not a lot of combat. It's a lot of like felt like an escape room, really. You know, you gotta figure out how to get into the next little area, and it's a bunch of little puzzles, and it was cool. It was atmospheric. It looked nice, and it was a nice way to play the game. And we were just kind of like hanging out, talking shit, and about every 4 minutes we'd have to actually talk to each other about how we're gonna progress, and then we go back to like shooting the shit. It was all really like I talked about it when we were playing. Like it was refreshing to play something that there was no pressure, zero pressure, because there's no time limit. You're just going, you know, opening doors, whatever, getting key cards or whatever, and going through. And I had a good time with that. And then we hit the ocean's blue, and we played. We attacked a pirate ship, a NPC pirate ship. That was fun. It was like 50-50. Who knew if we were going to win? We barely pulled it out. That was fun. And then today, I played with Bobby for a little bit. And Amanda and I are so new that we went into like a medium difficulty fucking thing and just got trounced. Ice sank us. It was me. I don't know how many hits it takes to repair a hole. I just stood there, panicked, and we sank. And it was all due to me. But I was having fun the whole time. The game as a whole, I think it's interesting. I think it's like a nice hang. I feel like there's not too much pressure. Because if you lose your booty, it's not the worst thing in the world. Because you had fun getting it. You know what I mean?
It's not the end game. It's the adventure.
Yeah. It's the journey, not the destination.
It really is on this game. I'm not trying to like be the best Sea of Thieves players in the world. I'm just hanging out with my bros and broettes. I don't know. That's the way I look at it. It's a super casual game is the way I look at it.
Well, I think there's a competitive side to it. So I've been enjoying the game more and more the more I play it. And the experience that we had today when we were playing, I thought was a lot of fun because it was the first time maybe ever playing this game that we actually engaged in some sea combat. Like I've done like the land PvP, or not PvP, but land PvE against the skeletons and stuff, and you know, like the bosses that pop up in the world, but never really like ship on ship battles, and that was a lot of fun.
It's the whole game, dude.
To me, that's
yeah, no, that's like a big part, and yet somehow like I haven't really experienced much of that in this game. So it's
one thing that they definitely changed from the game, and this is probably why you didn't run into it a lot, Bobby, is that they changed some of the speeds of the ships, and now some of the ships can run away from each other, because before, like the biggest ship was actually the fastest and was able to chase all the other ships down, and now that's not the case. And now, like before, you were able to like really, depending on how good you were at sailing and how good you were at like capturing wind and stuff, you were able to get away or like engage when you wanted. Now you can really just disengage and not fight. Like as soon as you see another enemy team, you can just be like, nah, I'm good. I don't feel like fighting.
If you're in a smaller ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would love to have more experiences like that. So when we tried that first mission, we were up against like a bunch of ghost ships, and we got sunk pretty quickly. But we went on to do other stuff that wasn't as difficult. But I would have kind of liked to take another crack at that, because it is a very casual game and you can play it that way. But I think there is also a lot of challenging things in this game. The game could be a lot more challenging if you make it that way. If you have access to the higher quests. And if you do more of the difficult PvP stuff, still haven't ran into many PvP situations in this game.
That's what makes it more exciting when it does happen. Like, you got to really either search it out or somebody's going to search you out, and then when it happens, it's fucking exciting as shit. Like, we didn't even engage with another player, but there was another player in the horizon, and we were fucking like, at full alert.
Your booty hole puckers, because like sometimes, dude, there's been times where we played, like, this is before last week, because we didn't have that much, like, too many crazy things happen this week, but like before we played, like, we saw someone like way off in the, like, barely in the render distance. We're like, oh, they probably didn't see us. Like, it'd be like nighttime, we maybe had like one lantern on or something. Like, they probably didn't see us, and these people have been tracking us for like 20 minutes, watching us like load chests into our like ship and everything. And then like 10 minutes later, they're ramming into us and trying to take our shit. You're like, this is what's up. This is what this game's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's what you're into. Otherwise, you could just quest and then get robbed every once in a while. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think there's levels to this game, and that's a credit to it. You can play this game on different levels. What I'd like to
do, which I wonder we could do with the DLG like community as big as it is, I wonder if we could server snipe, as bad as that sounds. Like, get into groups of 3 or 4
and have like an armada,
just all queue up at once, and then try to all get into the same server. Because I don't know if the game still tells you what the server number is, because it used to tell you in the bottom left. I didn't check when I played. But if you can still server snipe, then yeah, we could probably just all queue up at once and just, blow up each other and steal each other's shit.
It's hard enough getting 4 people together for a game, but I don't know. I would like to play more of this game. I definitely enjoy it.
And I know this is an old fucking pot to stir, but god damn, does the water look good. It's the best water in any game ever. Hands down.
Oh, yeah. Hands down.
Nobody even comes close. Like, if they had to nail one thing, it would have to be the water.
I don't know. Pirate games always have good water, though. If you remember Black Flag, like that had that whole tropical island. I feel like they always.
I mean, I didn't play it, but I can't imagine water being more. It's photorealistic almost. I think.
Yeah. It is. It is so good compared to like Cyberpunk. It is 10 times better. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know if there's a whole lot more to say about this game, but I really enjoyed it. But I love co-op games like this.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot more PvE shit to do than when I used to play. And that was what everyone was complaining about. Is that like...
Well, yeah, when I first played this game, I was just like, there's this, it felt like Fallout 4 or Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Like,
76.
where's the game, dude? Like,
which we should probably revisit, because if you want to revisit that, there is a lot of shit to do now. And everybody says that game's got a resurrection.
Yeah, it's coming around. Hey, Chris, so in this game, there's like, you get all this booty and there's different types, right? There's like valuable things, there's like chests, there's skulls, there's like, I don't know, fucking artifacts, and they each go to a different vendor, right? And I was like, why is there like 7 vendors for 7? What? There should just be one person. It's because a sneaky ass little bastard can sneak on your ship while you're fucking unloading your cargo and just steal your shit. Just grab something and jump in the ocean, wait till you leave, and fucking turn it in for himself. So you gotta fucking...
I haven't played a lot of this game, but so they steal your stuff, but they have to get it on their actual ship to use it, right?
No, they can just
no. They just have to go to the vendor.
Oh,
that's a very common strategy. Is just to wait at the island that people are trying to turn in at, and you just kill or like jack shit from people's ships, and that's it. You just turn it in immediately.
So we came in with like 12, 13 different pieces, And Gummy's like, we need to unload this as fast as humanly possible, because that's when we saw that we saw the other players, and they weren't on our tail, but they were in the vicinity, and he was like worried about it.
Yeah, they were checking us out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's a good game, man. I like it.
Yeah.
I could totally play this with some friends all day.
Yeah, I could get into this game.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I can too. We should definitely have an actual DLG group together, like the full crew.
Well, it's not gonna happen
Yeah,
until I'm off
but
nights.
I would also encourage, because as casual as this game looks, especially from like screenshots and videos, like there's a lot to learn about this game. Simple stuff like how do I equip my
Mechanically.
scope, or like how do I patch a hole in the ship, or how do I empty the water, or where do I get water if I need to put out fire? Just like stuff like that. It's not even necessarily that difficult to figure out, but when you're in a situation that calls for it immediately, like it's like, okay, Q, radial wheel, like you have to figure out where this stuff is and like where it's stored and like how to pull it up
Bobby's
pretty quickly.
basically talking about me because I fucked up each one of those things today. Each one of them.
But it's a lot. I mean, when I first started the game, even today, like I had a lot of questions, and fortunately we were playing with experienced players, because I kept like, we were in fights and we kept losing health. So I would have to heal up by eating stuff. And I kept hitting tab and equipping like a banana and then eating that. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way than this. So apparently there is. You just hit 3 and it pulls out whatever food item you may have on you.
Yeah.
So, just little things like that you just have to learn.
There's no UI too, which is great. I mean, everything's kind of like tactile the way it would be in real life. Like you hold up the map to your face, and then you can pull it really close and actually read it.
You can turn it around and show it to someone.
And show it to somebody else. Yeah. Shit. It's been a while since we've been triple positive on a game, but this is a good game.
And this week it is my turn to choose for the next game of the weeks, and the game will be Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord.
All right.
And everyone
ready,
has
set,
a copy
go.
of that.
Well, hopefully, I mean, I got a little bit of time off with the holidays coming up, but not as much as I used to. But I should have some time to get into this.
Nick, in the future, you can just buy me a copy, and me and Bobby have so separate things. He doesn't need his own copy. Or did you buy him one?
Is it multi or co-op though, or multiplayer? Can we play together?
No,
I don't know. We should check that out, but maybe.
Yeah, we'll check the Steam page and see. But I've played like one Mountain Blade game in my life, and it wasn't for very long, so I know very little about these games. This is going to be a new experience for me.
God, I would love Bobby to come back with like sunken eyes next week and be like, I can't stop playing.
Emilio's going to be like, I don't have a family anymore.
Scroll down a little bit more. Let's see if this is single player or multiplayer. Let's see. Single player online PvP. Not sure what that means. Well, we'll find out.
That means you can play against other players via the internet, Bobby.
Yeah, that's how that works.
All right. Quick shout out to some subscriptions. We've got Clay is Days subscribing for 14 months. He says, Mad love, homies. 14 months. Pretty good. Pretty good. Thank you very much. Burn Division subscribed for 17 months. 17 is still a lot, right? It certainly is.
It certainly is.
I wonder if we could get, there must be something on Twitch where you can look up like your subs and how, like, who are the people who have subbed the longest. I'd love to get some data on that.
I think there is.
I know
there's
number
like
one
analytical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Time for some listener questions.
Don't make me read, dude. I can't see.
All right. I can read these. First one is from Gingeronical. I'd like to see each of you play a PC game from the early 1980s and review it. Some suggestions: Lode Runner, Frogger, Paratrooper, and Defender.
No.
These are Atari games. So you know what's crazy? There's an Atari pack on Steam. I think it's like 25, 26 Atari games that you can buy in one bundle. And I got that because I played a lot of Atari, believe it or not. I've still got like boxes in my parents' garage with an Atari and a whole bunch of games. And
it's probably worth some money, Bobby.
No, I don't think I got, they aren't in good condition, and I don't think I got any rare ones or anything. But I bought that pack and I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. Going to really live it up. And you forget that those Atari 2600 games were so oh my God, I don't know. I want to say arcadey, but they're even more arcadey than arcade games. They're just like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like
left, right, and button, right?
Yeah, it's like, think of Pong. It's just like you hit a ball back and forth. That's it. That's the game. Like I went through the games and I was like, oh man, I remember Combat and I remember Night Driver and like all these games, the ET game, but you really play them for like 5 minutes and you're just like, next, like you experience almost everything, every part of the game within like 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah. It's just, that was 40 years ago. And back in those days, it was so like cool and engaging, right? And you could play it over and over because there was nothing else. But I would think it would be very hard to review a game like that. Like I could explain an Atari game in like 30 seconds.
Like the devs honestly overlooked Frogger and how fast the cars move on the third level. They need to submit a patch at least ASAP. It's like,
yeah. I mean, there were some good ones, man. Pitfall was that was a good one.
Stand out, right?
What about fucking E.T.?
E.T. I mean, they had that whole documentary about it. That game was very confusing, like most Atari games, but not as bad as I think everyone made it out to be. Adventure was pretty good. I always liked Combat, but that was just like you had to. I don't know.
Dude, you know how you're early to the party when you can just name your games verbs, just like combat, driving.
That's how it was back then.
Attack,
it's like attack, flip, tank, jump. But there was some late stage Atari games like that came out like almost mid 80s, real late in the Atari's life, like Keystone Capers, that were, I remember getting, and those ones were, I don't know, a little more engaging. I say that and right away I realized no, it wasn't. It was just the same dude. But yeah, it was tough with those. The Star Wars ones. The big challenge of Atari games was figuring out what exactly am I even supposed to do. Yeah. So the Return of the Jedi Atari game, there was this big Death Star and it had this blinking thing in the middle of it. And as you shot the Death Star, you chipped away at it. And eventually at some point I realized, oh, okay, you've got to shoot at the Death Star enough to where you can get to the blinking center and then shoot it and then it blows up. But it just wasn't very clear, a lot of these games. Moon Patrol, that was a good one. All right, I'm done name dropping Atari games. But
Bobby's like, how much can I date myself today?
But it might be worth checking out. I don't know how much that is on Steam, the Atari pack or the Atari 2600 pack, but if you're into that stuff, it might be worth checking out. All right. So sounds like a resounding no from everyone, but hopefully, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just reviewed a bunch of Atari games for you there.
Nice try, though, dude.
Ginger Ronicle also asks, I'm sure that this has been covered many times, but I'm old and can't remember. How did Bobby and Emilio meet? So that was part of our super special episode that
you see, when two men love each other very much and there's $20 on the line and there's a spin the bottle tournament going on. Just kidding.
That's probably we were in the same
line of work, I guess.
Same line of work.
Yeah. Ask around the Discord. Someone might tell you. All right. White Christmas, but still hip asks, I'm tired of JRPGs that take forever. The only games I'm able to put 40 plus hours into are replayable games like Europa Universalis 4. What's the ideal single player story based game length? It's kind of what we were talking about last week when I was going off on some wild tangent about open world games that made absolutely no sense.
It totally depends on the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much time you have.
Bobby, I think you like a nice 2 to 6 hour game.
Well, he makes a really interesting point here. I always complain about games being too long, but then I dump like 40 hours into Deep Rock Galactic like it's nothing, you know? And for some reason, that doesn't seem like as much of a chore to me.
Right.
But single player games, sometimes they feel like a chore. Like I don't know what it is, but it's hard to get through some of that stuff.
Well, I think we've talked about it before where like the good content a lot of the time is front loaded because most people don't finish games these days. You know what I mean? And they kind of throw the later half, the back half of most games isn't as good as the first half.
Maybe, but I feel like there's a lot of, like you talk about open world games, they're very slow paced. God, I can't remember that game about the biker that we all played. It was a game of the week, like Days Gone. Yeah, like that one, dude. I'm like, yeah, this is a good game, but it's just taking so long to get into it. You know, like I'm hours in, or Death Stranding too. It just takes you hours to get to like, just to get into the game. And that's like a lot. It's a lot to ask. And then you put that up against games like Counter-Strike or Deep Rock Galactic, where you just click the button 5 times and you're in a match and you're playing the game. You're in the core game loop.
100%.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So PC Gamer's doing their Game of the Year stuff right now.
Oh yeah, where they're revealing it like one day at a time.
I thought it was a great idea, dude. You know what they want?
The
is
countdown.
Traffic. Yeah, they want traffic on their website. You got to go back every day to check up on it. You don't have to, but obviously they're going to get more clicks than if they would have just put it out. Yeah. So I'm sure we will read that after we get our Game of the Year and figure out why we were wrong.
Yeah. But I don't know. Story-based game length, I like 6 hours, which I feel like a lot of like first-person shooter campaigns were doing that, but there's ones that are longer.
Call of Duty, yeah.
Like first Doom, 6 hours. Second Doom, like 12, 20? It was a lot longer.
Yeah.
It was a lot longer, yeah.
Yeah, it's like twice as long. But I don't know. I think 6 hours is pretty good for a single-player campaign.
I think people were asking for it to be that long, though. That's the thing. People were like, all right, we really like Doom 1, but can we get a little bit more value out of the money?
Well, Doom, I think people, if people started coming out with 6-hour games, there'd be more complaints and hoorays.
Yeah, well, it depends on how much you're charging for the game, too. And a game like
a 3 to 6 hour campaign is like a Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Which is not known for their campaigns.
Yeah, but you're getting the multiplayer with that, and that's what you're really paying for, getting the mileage out of. But with Doom, they tried making that multiplayer mode, which looked fun and inventive, but I don't think people really took to it.
I remember reviewing that. I was like, this is awesome. You get to pick the bad guy you want to be and all this stuff. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Jingleconius. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
Oh, I said, unfortunately, it didn't go the way we wanted it to.
No.
Jingleconius asks, can you guys run down the Fantasy League standings? I wonder how the experts did.
It's Warconius.
Are we going to have a 2022 season and put some real money in the pot?
So most of these fucking, what do you call them? League.
Fantasy League?
Fantasy League, thank you. Yeah, everybody puts money in, then winner, takes all or whatever. Yeah. I can't say that my track record. Well, let's go down the list, Chris.
Okay, let's go down the list. So I did say when we started
the finals? It's over, right?
I mean, there is I think one more game release, but Tag is so far ahead that I don't think it matters.
Like no one's going to catch him.
Yeah, but we can wait till the exact end of the year before because I did say we were going to give $50 to the winner, which looks like Tag. We all like Tag, right? We don't mind giving them $50.
Everyone loves Tag.
Yeah. Okay, so Tag coming in first with 108 points. Warconius is in second, and you, Emilio, were in third place.
Who didn't do anything? Literally, logged in once.
Well, actually, twice. Nick, you didn't do anything. Emilio looks like he actually did do some stuff, right?
Yeah, halfway through on the podcast, Chris, you were like, "You guys still have money, and you haven't done your trades or your cancels," and I was like, "I might as well go do that." So I went and I don't know what I did. I clicked around some stuff, and apparently it helped.
Yes, you put 5 more minutes of effort than Bobby and Nick, and you came in third. Look at the payoff you can get.
Look at that. How much money am I getting?
So, I mean, some of your big ones were Age of Empires 4, New World. I mean, you got Mario Kart or Mario Golf Super Rush. You got Final Fantasy Endwalker on here. I mean, you had some really fucking good picks, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Meanwhile, 5 of my games getting delayed.
I came in fourth. Nick, I'm not even going to go over yours. You didn't try. Bobby,
Bobby went with fucking auto pick, dude.
Yeah. Bobby didn't try and he did auto pick. That's like,
Bobby's a bot.
Well, it didn't really work. Dude, look, I was right in the middle of the pick order too, which is like a pretty bad spot to be apparently. Because when you're at the end, you get like 2 in a row. So I did not get very good picks.
Yeah. But
very good auto picks.
I wanted to do this to see like some people from the community played the whole time, and I think that's pretty cool. But do you guys think there's enough of an interest for it? Like, should I do this again? Did you guys think it helped, like, keeping track
if people actually take it seriously, I think you should do it again, but I'm not going to.
I don't know. A problem with fantasy leagues is that people tend to lose interest halfway through, and that's even exaggerated more in this because it lasts an entire year instead of like a football season or something. So it's kind of a pretty big commitment. Like Mini Del Macho's on there. We haven't even seen that guy in months. So
I think he's died, or not really everyone, but yeah. Well, maybe actually, I don't know. Do you guys know?
We don't know. He was playing WoW, and then we never saw him again.
That's
Oh
what happened.
God, dude.
That's what
Oh
happened.
man.
And then he disappeared.
God. Definitely.
I would morally support this happening again, and financially, I guess. Yeah, I thought it was a good thing. I thought it was a positive thing.
Okay,
overall.
cool.
I'm not negative Nancy over here.
Bobby's like, I didn't win. I don't want to.
So maybe I'll run this again, but if you're out there, come to the
Let's
Discord.
chat
I'll
in the
make an
crew.
announcement.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question from Jingle Conius. 2021 coming to a close. What do you want more of in 2022? What do you want less of?
More games, less bullshit.
You want to
I would
extrapolate on that?
No, I think that's
Okay.
I want that shit on my tombstone. I nailed it. Epitaph.
Nick, what about you?
I think what I really want from 2022 is just consistency. I'm tired of like these highs and lows of games where it's like, oh my god, this game's finally coming out. Fuck, like it has all these microtransactions, or like fuck, it's all this and that. Like it just just let us know if something's gonna be this way or not before the game comes out. Like
I feel like this is a response to Halo.
yeah, pretty much.
I
think
do
it
want to
is.
say, I think a lot of very big companies took losses this year, and I want to see more of that if they keep their behavior up. Like, things got to change at that higher level, guys. I don't know what it is, but you're doing it wrong, obviously. All these legacy AAA companies are just fucking up. So if they're going to keep going their way and think about profits before fun, then I want them to continue losing money. I thought that was a net positive. Will be a net positive eventually.
I mean, what's the saying? Like, hit them where it hurts, and that's the wallet.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe these fucking CEOs and shareholders will realize that you're fucking up when you're trying to squeeze too hard. Yep.
We're gamers and we matter.
All right. I would like to see more co-op. I don't know. Like, if I had to do something, I love co-op games. I would like to see more co-op. I feel like,
in particular, asymmetrical co-op, right? Like you like people not.
they're like role-based co-op, sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, just more co-op in general. So I feel like, I mean, I love co-op games, especially as I get older. That just seems to be the games I enjoy the most. And just, I kind of feel like it's the right direction for gaming in general to go in, because for the longest time, it felt like online gaming was just PvP. And really the only way you have fun is by making someone else have a worse time with PvP. Mm-hmm. You know, you shoot somebody, they're on a 60-second timeout, they respawn, they shoot you, you're on a 60-second timeout. You're basically just like stealing fun from everybody. But then, you know, they've done stuff to kind of mitigate that, especially with like Battle Royale games. But co-op, I just think is like, and okay, going back a little bit, like that whole like stealing people's fun thing, I feel like that is kind of like informed gaming culture in general. And like, especially old gamers like us, we've all just grown up. And I stole the soapbox from you, by the way. I'm sorry.
No, I like this. I'm digging it.
I feel like that's kind of like made us all like just used to games being kind of like a negative, aggressive area. And then you have co-op where it's like, hey, we're working together. And if you do co-op right, then you're having a good time, and your good time helps someone else have a good time. So I just feel like it's a more positive experience. And that's why I like co-op games, and I would like to see more of it. And it seems like we had a lot of co-op games this year. Aliens Fire Teams.
I want to play that, dude. Like, I'm willing to throw down some money.
It's on sale, or there was something happening with that. Or it's coming to Xbox Game Pass.
Oh.
Yeah, it's coming to
true?
Xbox Game Pass. Yeah.
Look it up, Chris.
I saw that somewhere.
Look it up, Chris.
What
I'm
game?
about to. Look it up, Chris.
Yeah, but when it hits,
what you're saying is you're a communist.
I want everyone to have a good time. Yeah. Aliens Fireteam coming to Xbox Game Pass in December.
No,
December 14th.
It's done already.
Okay, it's already on there.
Is it on there?
Yeah.
Can we play tonight?
So yeah, we got to check that out because I really want to check
me
or
too.
play that game, and hopefully more people will jump into it now that it's on Game Pass. But yeah, some more co-op. What do I want to see less of? I don't know. You know, as much as like Blizzard's been the punching bag lately, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, is there redemption for Blizzard? Like, could they? Could they like? I feel like they still have it in them. You know, they're like Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi, dude. They're still good in them, right? They could come back even if it's
Diablo 3 comes out, one World of Warcraft,
Diablo 4.
Yeah, no, I mean,
okay.
Like how well it was received when it came out. You do that again, and yeah, you're right back in everybody's good graces. Everybody loves a comeback story. America loves a comeback story.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like Diablo 3 and pretty much any Blizzard game at this point, I feel like they're still kind of manipulative and exploitative of people's times. Like they really like just have like you're like a rat on a wheel with those games. You know, you're just like, it's grindy. Like all their games are grindy, and they're designed to be that way just to keep people playing and keep those MAUs up, you know? So I don't know. For me, like, yeah, they got a huge problem with everything that they're dealing with Bobby Kotick and like all the harassment and abuse going on there. And yeah, that needs to be dealt with. But they also, like, I feel like their games, like, I don't know, there just needs to be a change to the way that the games that they make.
When a Blizzard game came out, it used to be a fucking
it was an event, dude. Yeah.
Everybody stopped what they were playing just to play it.
And now I give two shits about whatever they're dropping next. I told you guys, once they start doing fucking remakes, it's bad news. But
bringing out the hits,
yeah,
playing the old hits.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's like a band. Once you start playing,
I don't know.
The old
but the thing is too, like Blizzard or Activision Blizzard, I guess we should call them at this point. They're such a big company now that they have to monetize and they got to make big bucks. So I don't think we're ever going to get any more games like we used to that don't make you feel like a rat or a hamster on a wheel. So I don't know.
Yeah, we're right. They're wrong. That's all I could say.
All right, what's everybody playing this week?
Mountain Blade Warband.
Yeah, Mountain Blade Warband
2.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I'll be playing that too. For the King was mentioned this episode, and that's a game that's always been, I always wanted to go back to it. I played it like 1 week. Christian and I played it, and, you know, I talked about it on the podcast, and then it's always kind of been on my mind as a game that I want to revisit. So maybe that. And then maybe Aliens Fireteam.
Yeah, that's
it's free on Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah. So so I'm gonna. This is my new thing. I'm gonna try to do it every episode. I'm gonna thank everybody, and then I'm gonna say titties and some stupid shit, and then I'm gonna try to do a recap while the credits are rolling, and not try to fuck it up. I'm balancing how much alcohol versus blood in my system, how much talking I've already done.
It's going to be how fast you can talk, really.
Yeah, really. So speaking for Bobby, Nick, Chris, and myself, timed out titties. Here we go. On the radar was Super Meat Boy Forever, Final Fantasy Remake, Baldur's Gate, Alliance, Nobel Fates, Deep Rock Galactic board game, milk inside of a bag of milk inside of a bag of milk, Windows 11, Magic the Gathering Alchemy. This is highlights. But okay, bye.
I mean, you could just still keep talking even when the music runs out, dude. You don't have to do
like it's cut off.
No. When the music's done, it's done. Those are the rules.
Tarkov, Star Wars Galaxies remake.
I mean, 3. I stopped recording, but
you son of a bitch.